Fans are seeing orange here at historic Hicks Field as the Edenton Steamers have traded in the teal and black for the orange and green. Tonight, the Steamers become the Chowan County Cantaloupes thanks to a partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This partnership means that on every home Tuesday here at historic Hicks Field, fans will see the Cantaloupes take the field for the Steamers. It's the first of 4 Cantaloupe nights this season, and we kick things off with a matchup with the Norfolk Redbirds. Hello and thank you everyone for joining us on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel for tonight's special broadcast of Chowan County Cantaloupe Baseball. Once again, it's the first of 4 games we'll see the Cantaloupes this season, and it does count in the regular standings for the Edenton Steamers. The Steamers just taking on the Cantaloupes moniker for tonight. And it'll be a rematch with Edenton taking on the Norfolk Redbirds, a team that they beat just a few nights ago on Saturday by a final of 7-4. It was the final team the Steamers were yet to play in PCL play, and now it's the first team they'll play for the second time in PCL play. The Steamers currently at 3-2 in Premier Collegiate League play, while the Redbirds sit at 1-2. Starting tonight on the mound, making the Cantaloupes debut is Blake Gibson. It'll be Gibson's 3rd start of the season, and Blake has been solid. He started opening day out in Clayton. He went 6 innings in his last appearance in Tarboro, allowed just 4 hits and 2 earned runs. He's the first Steamer to have made 3 starts in a game this season, and if you remember that game in Tarboro, it was a game that ended up a 10-9 loss for the Steamers, and Blake Gibson was really not a part of that. He allowed just 2 of those 10 runs. Out for the Redbirds will be Jacob Raguini out of King University. He made 7 appearances this spring, mostly as a reliever. He pitched just over 6 innings, and he'll get his first start of the season here at historic Hicks Field. Game time's pushed a little bit back thanks to a later arrival from the Redbirds. So we're looking at a 7:10 first pitch here at historic Hicks Field. It's the Cantaloupes and the Redbirds coming up next. Hello and welcome into Historic Hicks Field for this broadcast of Cantaloupes Baseball tonight on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as the Steamers have their first Cantaloupes-themed game of the season. It's the Cantaloupes and the Norfolk Redbirds, and we're just about ready to get underway. Blake Gibson on the mound for the Steamers, making his first start. Wes Bonney at the plate, leading off for the Redbirds. First pitch is popped straight up into the infield. Gibson moves under, he's called off, and making the catch is Jared Beebe for the first out. One pitch, one out here for Gibson and the Cantaloupes, and that'll bring up Aiden Feather, who's over at third tonight for the Redbirds. First pitch to Feather. He'll let that one come in for a ball. 1-0 the count. Once again, if you're just joining us, the Chowan County Cantaloupes, the theme tonight for the Edenton Steamers. Thanks to a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, as that one's chopped over to Beebe. His throw across the diamond is in time for out number 2. So the Steamers will be wearing the Cantaloupes uniforms for 4 different home Tuesday games this summer at Historic Hicks Field. This is the first of those 4. And the game will still count towards all Steamers records and Steamer statistics. It's just to raise money for a good cause. 2 quick outs here for Blake Gibson and the Cantaloupes. That'll bring Trevor Self up to the plate, who watches a called strike come across. He's down in the count 0-1. Self behind the plate tonight for the Redbirds after we saw Feather catch for the Redbirds out at Lakewood Park on Saturday. So that one's outside for a ball. Self did not play in the game against the Cantaloupes the last time these teams matched up, as that one's outside for a ball. 2-1. Self watches that one come across, just missed. 3-1 the count. Self was 0 for 2 the last game he did play, which was back on Friday against Virginia Beach. Still looking for his first hit of the summer. He'll swing and knock that one off the end of the bat to Gibson, who underhand tosses to first to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Blake Gibson and the Cantaloupes. We head to the bottom half of the first. It'll be Chowan County coming to the plate for the first time. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for the bottom half of the first inning. between the Chowan County Cantaloupes and the Norfolk Redbirds. Once again, the Cantaloupes, the alter ego of the Edenton Steamers. For every home Tuesday game this summer, it's the first of 4. It's a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club to raise money. We'll have an auction in the final Tuesday home game at the end of the summer to raise some money, and all proceeds from the auction of these Cantaloupes jerseys will go to the Boys and Girls Club. Leading off for the Cantaloupes, it'll be Chase Bruno, as he has in every game so far this season. Chase Bruno, one of 4 guys to hit in all 8 games, along with Houston Wright, Jackson Hipp, and Nate Paulson. First pitch he sees is taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Pitching for the Redbirds, Jacob Reguini. Pitched in 7 games this spring as Bruno lofts that one the other way and into right field for a base hit. The leadoff man aboard for the Cantaloupes and Chase Bruno. He extends his hitting streak to 9, and that'll bring up Nate Paulson. Nate Paulson was 1 for 3 against the Redbirds back on Saturday. Had a double in the first inning of that game. Swing and a miss. Bruno's off and running. Throw down to second is in time. Chase Bruno gunned down, stealing a big-time throw from Trevor Self behind the plate. Paulson down in the count 0-1 with no runners aboard. Second pitch he sees is fouled off, 0-2. Nate Paulson got on base a pair of times on Saturday, had that double, and also walked in that game. He leaves that one outside. Stay alive in the count at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Paulson leaves it out again. Count evens up at 2-2. Nate Paulson hitting .273 through 8 games this year. He's knocked in a run and has a pair of extra base hits. He'll sky that one high. Third base side, foul territory. Moving over, getting under it, and making an impressive catch is Aiden Feather. Feather coming over from third to make the play. Remember, he played catcher the last time these teams met up. He's out there in the field today, and he makes an athletic play. Speaking of last time these teams played, Hunter Cole had a day. His first 3 hits of the season, a 3-for-3 effort back on Saturday. He's out ahead in the count, 1-0 to Reguini. Cole had a double, a home run, and a single. And he slams that one fouled on the first base side, 1-1. Cole, we knew of how dominant he was last season in Edenton. Good enough to garner the Mr. Edenton nickname. But he had started this season 0 for 13, and hopefully for him, he's back into a rhythm. And he'll send that one high out towards center field. Moving back into the gap, and it's a nice catch on the run by Jason Boscher. Cole got a lot of it, but the Cantaloupes go down 1-2-3 here in the first. We'll head to the second, still scoreless at historic Hicks Field. The new 2022 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order, stop by Sound Feet Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at Historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear being sported tonight, but only at Historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. As mentioned, that Cantaloupes gear being worn tonight, the first of 4 Tuesday home games that the Steamers will don the Chowan County Cantaloupes jerseys and moniker. A reminder, this game will still count towards all the Steamers stats and records. But tonight they're playing for the Boys and Girls Club, part of a partnership with the Cantaloupes. So we're set to go here in inning number 2. Blake Gibson out on the mound after a 1-2-3 first against the Redbirds. Trey Wright leads things off for the Redbirds, and he'll poke one into left field. It'll drop for a base hit, and the leadoff man is aboard for Norfolk. The Redbirds continue to swing early in counts. A couple of one-pitch outs back in the first inning. There's a one-pitch hit for Trey Wright. That'll bring Jason Bosher up to the plate. Out in center field today for the Redbirds. They made a nice catch back towards the wall, and Hunter Cole's first at bat. Gibson will throw over, try and keep Wright honest at first. These teams matched up on Saturday. Bosher was 0 for 2, struck out twice, and nearly a pickoff over there at first between Blake Gibson throwing over to Tanner Thatch as they try and catch Trey Wright napping. Gibson's first pitch is chopped over to short, could be 2. Bruno, it took a high hop on him. It's off his glove, and there's 2 aboard for the Redbirds. Bruno thought he had it all lined up. It bounced off the top of his glove, and after a single and now an error, there's 2 aboard for the Redbirds. Nobody out here in the second. Jack Morick to the plate. Morick out in left field today for the Redbirds. He'll show bunt. He gets one down first base side. Gibson's got it. His only place to first. He'll go there where Cottle's covering for the first out of the inning. Two in scoring position now for the Redbirds. So that'll bring up designated hitter Alex Brown. Brown with a big opportunity to get the Redbirds offense going early. 2 in scoring position, only 1 out here in the second. Gibson's pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Alex Brown went without a hit last Saturday when these teams matched up. He was 0 for 3, did reach base once with a walk. Looking for his first hit of the season. Here's the pitch. It's a bit late on that one. Fouls it straight back. 0-2. It's a big batter for Blake Gibson, making his 3rd start of the season tonight. Takes a long look into Kermode. The pitch. Swung on, broken bat over, and it's under the glove of Thatch at first. 1 run will come home. They're sending the second runner. Here comes Bosher all the way from second. He slides in safely. 2 runs on the board thanks to the dribbler out to first from Alex Brown. And it's a quick 2-0 Redbirds lead. A ball that just found its way through Tanner Thatch. And that'll bring Justin Lakos up to the plate with Brown over at first. It's a 2-run single for Brown. It's his first hit of the summer and puts the Redbirds out ahead early. First pitch to Lake goes up high for a ball, 1-0. Steamers no stranger to trailing in games. They've trailed in all but 2 games this season. Shown the ability to come back, sitting at 6-2 as that one's up high, 2-0 the count. Blake Gibson hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in either of his prior 2 starts this season. Trying to keep the deficit at 2 for the Cantaloupes here. That pitch floats in there for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Blake goes up to the plate. He led off Saturday's game. He went 1 for 5 and struck out 4 times. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled, first base side out of play. Count will even up 2-2. One of those runs that came home on the single was an unearned run as Jason Bosher reached on the air at short by Chase Bruno. Trey Wright led things off in this inning with a single before Bosher followed him up, reaching on the air. Jack Morick bunted to move them both into scoring position before Alex Brown knocked them both in with a single on his first hit of the season. Justin Lakos at the plate, evened up in the count, 2-2. Gibson's pitch. Inside, 3-2 the count. The Cantaloupes trying to keep their deficit at just 2 with 1 out here in the second. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. A big strikeout there for Blake Gibson. It's his first strikeout of the night. And there's 2 down here in the second. The number 9 hitter Jackson Hughes will make his way up to the plate for the Redbirds. The runner over at first and 2 outs. Gibson's pitch is up high. 1-0 the count. A lot of first pitch swings from the Redbirds to begin this game. Not one there. The 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, 2-0 the count. Back on Saturday, Jackson Hughes went 1 for 4. Had that RBI single in the 9th inning against Cole Bates that had cut the Steamers' lead to 3 at the time before Bates was able to work out of it and close the game out for the Clams as the count now moves to 2-1. Steamers 3-1 here at home this season, but it's the first game as the Cantaloupes. We'll see if the Chowan County Cantaloupes can bring that same home fight. 2-1 pitch is fouled back. Count evens up 2-2. Jackson Hughes this season just 1 for his last 7 before Saturday's game when these teams matched up. He had been 0 for 3 on the season with a strikeout. Still looking to get rolling this summer. The 2-2 pitch swung on, hit over to second, and it'll go into right field for a base hit. And to get it quickly is Hip. But now with 2 outs, the Redbirds have 2 on, and they're back up to the top of the order. It's the 3rd hit of the evening so far for Norfolk. And Wes Bonney will come to the plate. Bonney popped out on the first pitch he saw to start off the game. First pitch. He'll leave that one up. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0 the count to Bonnie. Bonnie was 2 for 5 when these teams met back on Saturday. Struck out once, but a pretty solid day for Bonnie. Trying to keep the line moving here for the Redbirds, who have already put 2 up in this inning. That one's in there for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Blake Gibson trying to limit the damage here in the second inning at historic Hicks Field. As the Cantaloupes have 4, 5, and 6 due up in their half. 2-1. Outside, 3-1 the count. Redbirds with 3 hits already in the game. All 3 have come here in the second. The pitch in there for a called strike. 3-2, the count fills up. A big pitch on the outside corner from Gibson, as Bonnie was already a couple of steps towards first. 3-2 the count. The runners will be off with 2 outs here in the second. Gibson's pitch just missed outside. It's a walk and the bases are loaded. Bonnie works a big full count walk to load things up for Norfolk, and that'll bring Aiden Feather up to the plate. Still with 2 outs in the second, bases loaded. A long stare in from Gibson. First pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0. Feather over at third today for the Redbirds. He actually caught for Norfolk back on Saturday when these teams matched up. Was just 1 for 3 in that game at the plate. Pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. Count evens up at 1-1. Feather from Chowan University, just like Cantaloupes tonight, Nicky Wolking and Tyler West. But he did not play this spring. He'll swing and pop it up in the infield. Thatch moving back towards the first base line. He looks like he's under it, and he dropped it. A pair of runs come home to score on a dropped pop-up in shallow right field. The Redbirds take advantage of some sloppy Cantaloupes defense, and it's now a 4-0 Norfolk lead. Gibson got the pitch and got the pop-up he needed to get out of it. It's the second error of the inning for the Cantaloupes, as they extend the lead to 4, still threatening runners on the corners for Trevor Self, who's up to the plate. Gibson takes a peek over at first. He throws, trying to pick off Feather. He's back in safely. Not a good start tonight for the Cantaloupes. Looking to keep the deficit at just 4 here in the second. Runners off and running. Here's the throw from Kermode, and it's off the glove and dropped by Alden Cottle. Feather takes second. Now it's runners at second and third with 2 outs. As things continue to go wrong for the Cantaloupes defense. Gibson, a long stare in at the plate against the 9th batter he's faced this inning, and that one's up high for a ball, 1-0. Two and 0 the count. Here's the pitch to Self. Lets that one come across for a called strike, 2-1. Three hits, a walk, and a pair of errors have put 4 runs on the board for the Redbirds here in the second. A swing and a miss there from Self. Count evens up at 2-2. Gibson in need of another big pitch. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. The second strikeout of the inning for Blake Gibson. But it was all Redbirds there in the top half of the second. A 4-spot put on the board by Norfolk. And it is now a 4-0 lead. It's Redbirds 4, Cantaloupe 0 as we head to the bottom half of the second.
Okay, we have our
The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit venturebustours.com. Hello and welcome back to this special broadcast of Chowan County Cantaloupes baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Once again, the Cantaloupes just stepping in for the Steamers tonight. Everything is still Edenton Steamers stats, Edenton Steamers record, but a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, raising money by wearing these Cantaloupes jerseys on every home Tuesday this summer. This is the first of 4. It's the Redbirds putting up 4 on the top half of the second inning as Houston Wright will lead things off for the Cantaloupes. He's ahead in the count 1-0. First pitch he sees. First strike he sees there. It's a cross, 1-1. Wright struggling at the plate as of late. He's ahead in the count 2-1. Wright went 0 for 5 when these two teams matched up on Saturday. He had a pair of hits the game before, but he's gone hitless in 3 of his last 4 games as he rockets that one towards the middle. Backhanded at second by Lakos. His throw to first is in time for out number 1. Four Cantaloupes hitters up, 4 Cantaloupes hitters sent down, and that'll bring Jackson Hip up to the plate. Jackson Hip, like Houston Wright and like Chase Bruno and Paulson, who batted earlier, one of 4 Steamers to have hit in all 8 games this season. 1 down here in the second. The first pitch to Hip, he'll take it for a ball, 1-0. Raguini's done a nice job. Not a ton of hard hit balls for the Cantaloupes through the first few batters he's faced. Hip sends one the other way. Lakos moves to his left. He scoops it up. Throw to first in time. 2 down here in the second. That'll bring Tanner Thatch up to the plate. Trying to atone for a first inning or a second inning error out in the field. As the Cantaloupes still looking for base runner number 1 here against Jacob Raguini. First pitch to Thatch comes across for a called strike, 0-1. Thatch was 0 for 4 when these teams matched up on Saturday as he swings and misses, and he's down in the count 0-2. Thatch is his second straight start over at first base in place of Tate Abbott, who's out for a few games with right knee soreness. That one is swung on and missed by Thatch. It's a strikeout for Raguini. It's his first of the night. We head to the third. It's the Redbirds 4, Cantaloupes 0. The Edenton Steamers and Edenton Aces are excited to join forces as the Edenton Baseball Club. The Edenton Baseball Club's mission is to raise money to benefit historic Hicks Field and contribute to the longevity of our beautiful facility. On Saturday, June 18th, the Steamers will be wearing special themed jerseys that bear the logo of the Steamers and the Aces. The jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and the proceeds from this auction will directly benefit projects going on inside historic Hicks Field. We appreciate your support of our historic homestand. The Edenton Steamers are excited to announce that they will be hosting 2 youth baseball camps this summer. This year's camp dates are June 15th through the 17th and July 13th through the 15th. Young ball players between the ages of 5 and 13 are welcome. The cost is $100 to register, and your kid will receive first-class instruction from some of the best college baseball players around. Visit EdentonSteamers.com to register today. And remember, the first of those 2 camps kicks off tomorrow here at historic Hicks Field. Still time to sign your kids up. Starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. It's from the 15th through the 17th here at historic Hicks Field. We're back underway here in the top of the third. So the Redbirds will come back to the plate. It's Trey Wright leading things off for Norfolk. The Redbirds with a 4-run second inning to come out to a commanding early lead. That one is rocketed into right field for a base hit. It's the 4th hit of the game for the Redbirds. And it's the 2nd straight inning that Trey Wright has led off with a leadoff single. Blake Gibson out for his 3rd inning of work here for the Cantaloupes. Trying to settle things down in what was a poor second inning, where the Redbirds had 3 hits. The Cantaloupes had a pair of errors. A walk was sprinkled in. The first pitch is on the outside corner, called a strike to Jason Bosher. Bosher reached in the last inning on one of those errors. There was a chopper over to short. That was off the glove of Chase Bruno. He'll watch that one come across for a called strike. Quick 0-2 count now to Bosher. Bosher went 0 for 2 when these teams matched up on Saturday. Struck out a pair of times. And Gibson will throw over his right. Dives back in safely. Count still 0-2 to Bosher. Bosher out in center field today for the Redbirds as they'll check up on right again at first. Gibson shakes off a sign. He's got the one he wants. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped over the head of Gibson. Cottle moving in. He'll get it on a couple hops, throw to first. Not in time. Jason Bosher beats it out. It's an infield single. Hit number 5 of the game for the Redbirds. 2nd to start this 3rd inning. 2 on, nobody out for the Redbirds, and that'll bring up Jack Morrick to the plate as we're going to have a meeting out at the mound. Ashton Roy taking the duties of the mound visit today. Head coach Justin Hill out coaching state games for most of this week. We could see him back Friday, but he'll miss the game tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday at the very least. And Hill's done a fantastic job through his first 8 games as the head coach of the Steamers, getting the team out to a 6-2 record. Still early. We'll have to see if it's the absence of Hill, the Cantaloupes jerseys, or maybe just one of those days. It's a 4-0 start early. It's the Cantaloupes in a hole as Roy, Gibson, and Case Kermode, the catcher, out there have their meeting, and they discuss maybe what to look for against Jack Morrick. The last time Morrick was in this situation in the last inning with 2 on, nobody out, he laid down a beautiful bunt to the first base side to move each runner up a bag. We'll see if he does the same here. Tanner Thatch at first on the infield grass. Morrick shows bunt again. This time he sends it third base side. Beebe's got it. His throw across is in time. Another successful bunt from Jack Morrick moves runners into scoring position with less than 2 outs. Morrick's done a nice job there with bunting one over to first in the 2nd inning, and now in his 2nd at bat here in the 3rd, sending one down the third base side. And it worked in the last inning because Alex Brown, who's up at the plate, knocked in 2 runs with a single into right field. As he takes the first pitch he sees across for a called strike, 0-1. Alex Brown designated hitting today for the Redbirds. Has one of 5 Norfolk hits today. That one comes across for a called strike, 0-2 the count. Three errors so far for the Cantaloupes defense. We'll see if they can help Gibson out here with 2 on. That one swung on and missed. Gibson didn't need any help there. It's his 3rd strikeout of the night and a big one for out number 2. That'll bring Justin Lakos up to the plate. Struck out his first time up. He's got a pair in scoring position and 2 outs. He lets the first one come across for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Lakos. Lakos 1 for 5 when these teams matched up on Saturday. Struck out 4 times that night. He's already got 1 today. Here's the 0-1. Outside, count evens up at 1-1. We'll see a lot of these Redbirds will start in a position and won't necessarily end there. On Saturday, they had 4 or 5 different fielding changes during the middle of the game. 1-1 pitch is popped up into the infield. Chase Bruno near second. He's under it, and he makes the catch. The Cantaloupes get out of this one without allowing another run. A nice job by Blake Gibson to maneuver out of trouble. We'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd. It's the Redbirds 4 and the Cantaloupes 0. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. On Friday, July 2nd, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for the game. These jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. A huge thank you to H2O BX Water Park for making this night possible for the Albemarle Area United Way. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field as the Cantaloupes trail the Redbirds 4-0. Alden Cottle will lead things off for Chowan County. Once again, the Cantaloupes, the alter ego of the Steamers, on home Tuesday nights. Cottle takes that one in the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. It's thanks to a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, which is the benefit of these Cantaloupes jerseys. They'll check down at first. Cottle didn't swing. Count still evens up at 1-1. This is the first of 4 home Tuesdays. We will see the Steamers turn to the Cantaloupes. 1-1 the count to Cottle. He waits on it and fouls it back, 1-2. The Cantaloupes still without a base runner today, 6 up and 6 down. Retired by Jacob Reguini, who's out for his 3rd inning of work on the mound for Norfolk. Here's the 1-2. Cottle fouls it straight back. He stays alive. Cottle is first at bat tonight. He's done a real good job with runners aboard. He's 4th on the team with 3 runs batted in so far this summer. And he watches the 1-2 pitch go outside, 2-2 the count. In the last game, Cottle was 1 for 3. He scored a run and he walked as well. A couple of times on base for Cottle. He watches that one come across for a called strike 3. The first out here in the third. And it's the second strikeout of the night for Raguini. That'll bring Jared Beebe up to the plate. Beebe watched the first pitch he sees coming up high, 1-0. Beebe didn't see any action when these teams played on Saturday. That one just misses. Count moves to 2-0. McQueenie's quickly ready. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on, grounded over to short. Lakos has it. His throw across the diamond in time for out number 2. 2 down here in the third, and that'll bring up Case Kermode, the catcher for the Cantaloupes tonight. We've seen short slumps like this last week against the Suffolk Voyagers. Edenton went the first 4 innings without a hit. And they're almost through 3 innings without a base runner here against the Redbirds. That one just misses. Count moves to 1-0 to Kermode. The 1-0 pitch. Kermode leaves it low, 2-0 the count. Case Kermode back behind the plate tonight for the Cantaloupes. He's been swapping on and off with Jeremiah Boyd, the other catcher on this roster, as that one's up high. 3-0 the count to Kermode. In the last game he did play, he went 1 for 4 and notched his second hit of the season. Kermode returning to the Steamers for his 3rd straight summer. And that one's in there for a called strike. Raguini trying to battle back. Count moves to 3-1. Kermode hitting just 182 through the 5 games he's played so far. And he pops that one up in the infield. Moving back is Raguini, and he'll make an over-the-shoulder catch to wrap up the 3rd inning. 9 up, 9 down for the Cantaloupes. As we'll head to the 4th. It's been all Norfolk. It's 4-0 Redbirds. Are you having computer problems, a virus, spyware trouble? Call Edenton IT Computer Repair at 252-573-4591. Drop it at the shop or we'll come to you. Virus and malware removal, backup and restore, wireless networks, data recovery, computer upgrades and repair, whatever you could be looking for technologically, call Eden IT Computer Repair, located in downtown Edenton. Once again, give them a call at 252-573-4591. It's Edenton IT Computer Repair. Welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here for the top half of the 4th. Between the Cantaloupes and the Redbirds, it's been all Norfolk so far. Out ahead 4-0 thanks to a big 2nd inning. Jackson Hughes will lead things off for the Redbirds. Against Blake Gibson, the first pitch he sees is swung on and missed for a strike. 0-1 the count. Second pitch to Hughes. He'll swing and send that one just over Gibson, off the glove of Alden Cottle and into center field. It's the third straight inning with a leadoff hit for the Redbirds. And now they're back at the top of the order. Wes Bonney will come to the plate. That one just went over the head of pitcher Blake Gibson. As well as another meeting at the mound with Ashton Roy. Gibson already has allowed 6 hits into the fourth inning here tonight, but 3 errors from his defense haven't really helped his cause either. It's all combined to put the Redbirds ahead with a commanding 4-0 start early in this game. The Steamers, or the Cantaloupes, just with 1 hit so far, a leadoff single from Chase Bruno, but he was thrown out attempting to steal second, so the Redbirds have faced the minimum Steamers hitters. And Blake Gibson now, he will hand the ball off to Roy after a long meeting at the mound. It's our first pitching change of the night. That'll wrap up the night for Blake Gibson. As the Cantaloupes will bring someone new into the game. We'll be right back after this short break. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here in the top of the fourth inning. The Cantaloupes just made their first pitching change of the night. Michael Allen coming into the game for Blake Gibson. Gibson went 3+ innings, allowed 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 3, and allowed 3 earned runs as 4 came across the plate for the Redbirds. It has been all Norfolk so far, and the first of 4 Chowan County Cantaloupes nights here at Historic Hicks Field for the Edenton Steamers. Allen's ready. The pitch swung on and fouled off into foul territory. 0-1 the count. Michael Allen last pitched in a start against Wake Forest last week, went 4 innings, allowed just 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 5 in what was his first start of the season. 0-1 pitch is a bit outside, or it's across for a called strike, 0-2. Kermode thought about trying to throw behind Hughes down at first. But he held back as Wes Bonney now down in the count 0-2. And now they will throw over to first to keep Hughes close. Bonney popped out in his first at bat. He walked in at bat number 2. And he's up with nobody out, runner over at first. And Jackson Hughes, who led off this inning with a single. And Allen again will throw over. Thatch able to bring it in. Tanner Thatch starting over at first for the second straight game in place of Tate Abbott, who's out for a couple of games with right knee soreness. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off the glove of Case Kermode and out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Allen's been very reliable with Cantaloupes this season. 7 innings pitched. He hasn't allowed a run. He's struck out 9. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 walks. He's worked around those to keep his opponents scoreless, and that's exactly what the Cantaloupes need right now, as he'll check on Hughes for the 3rd time in this at-bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's outside. Kermode brings it in. Count moves to 1-2. Allen with a long stare in to Bonney. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit first base side, foul territory. Thatch moving towards the fence, and he'll run out of room. So that one drops foul. Allen in relief of Blake Gibson, who started this game, went 3 innings. So the Redbirds were able to put 4 on the board. Some of those unearned, some of them earned, and either way, it's a 4-0 Redbirds lead as that one's fouled off first base side again. Thatch again will move towards the fence, sprinting in his hip. And again, they both run out of room. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Bonney no hits in his first 2 at-bats tonight. He went 2 for 5 when these teams matched up back on Saturday. He hit .241 in 26 games this spring at King University. And again, another throw over to check on Hughes. He's back in safely. Allen's ready. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again at 1-2. A nice at bat here from Wes Bonney, continuing to foul pitches off. Steamers pitching's been very good as of late, not allowing a ton of runs, striking out a ton of batters. They've struck out 41 hitters over the last 3 games. But the Redbirds offense has gotten the best of them so far, as that one's looped out into shallow right by Bonney. Coming in is Hip, and he'll make the catch for the first out here in the 4th. Allen wins the battle with Bonney for out number 1. Aiden Feather will come up to the plate. He grounded out his first time up and reached on an error in his second at bat. Feather up with Jackson Hughes over at first. 1 out here in the 4th. The second batter Michael Allen's faced. And again, they'll check over on Hughes, who doesn't have that big of a lead down there at first. Pitch from Allen. Down low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Feather over at third today. He was 1 for 3 back on Saturday when it was the Steamers and the Redbirds. He scored a pair of runs and he walked in that game. The 1-0 pitch. It's a cross for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Allen in. It's his third appearance of the season. Once out of the pen and once starting. Runners off and going. Swing and a miss on the pitch. Throw down to second is offline. It goes off the glove, and it looked like Kermode nearly made contact with Feather, who swung at that pitch. And thanks to the swing, he almost put himself right over the plate as Kermode went to throw. Count moves to 1-2, but Jackson Hughes moves into scoring position on the stolen base. We'll see if Feather can take advantage for the Redbirds and try and add on to what's already a 4-run lead. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. The first strikeout of the night for Michael Allen, and it's out number 2 here in the fourth. A big strikeout for Allen with a runner out at second base. Now he gets to 2 outs as Trevor Self will come up to the plate. Self 0 for 2 today. Struck out in his last at bat. Allen's pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. Cantaloupes just trying to get back up to the plate where they've got 1 hit. Jacob Reguini on the mound for the Redbirds has faced the minimum 9 hitters. Here's the 0-1. That one's across for a called strike, 0-2. Michael Allen 1 strike away from getting the Cantaloupes out of this fourth inning with another runner in scoring position for Norfolk. The 0-2 pitch. Taken for a called strike 3. Second straight strikeout for Michael Allen, and he comes in relief and retires all 3 batters he faces. Will head to the bottom half of the fourth. The Cantaloupes still looking to put a rally together as it's the Redbirds 4 and the Cantaloupes 0. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. These Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit venturebustours.com. Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back here in the bottom of the fourth to historic Hicks Field, where Chase Bruno will lead things off for the Cantaloupes. Bruno has the only hit of the day for Chowan County. It's my mistake. I previously mentioned the Steamers didn't have a base runner. Bruno did single to lead off the first, but he was caught stealing, so the Redbirds have still faced the minimum 9 hitters. Bruno singled back in the first to make it 9 straight games with a hit for Bruno. It's all 9 games for the team. Reguini from the windup. His first pitch is up high. 1-0 the count. Cantaloupes put 7 on the board when these teams met up on Saturday. Still struggling to put things together here today as the count evens up 1-1. Bruno leads the team in batting average, hitting .371. He'll send that one to the left side. It's off the glove, a feather. Backhanded by Lakos. His throw to first not in time, and now it gets away to the fence. Bruno was in safely regardless. And Chase Bruno's aboard to lead off the 4th inning. It's the second hit of the day. We'll see if any other Cantaloupe can figure out Jacob Reguini. Nate Paulson up to bat for the Cantaloupes. He'll watch that one go outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Paulson popped out his first time up. And he'll leave that one up high, 2-0. Reguini back to the stretch where he's only been for one batter today, and it wasn't even the entire batter as Chase Bruno was caught stealing second. And not a bad idea for Bruno. He's just one of 5 Cantaloupes this season with a stolen base as he's back in safely. Reguini checking up on him. Nate Paulson hitting .273. He's tallied 6 hits so far through the first 8 games of the summer. Still looking for hit number 1 tonight. The 2-0 pitch. Paulson swings and misses. Count moves to 2-1. Paulson 1 for 3. Back on Saturday. Reached base twice with a double and a walk. Looking to keep anything going here in the 4th. Still check up on Bruno again. He's back in safely. It's Chase Bruno over at first after recording his second hit of the day. Nate Paulson at the plate. Looking to add on for the Cantaloupes. The 2-1. Swung on and fouled back. Count evens up at 2-2. Paulson out of West Virginia State University at .296 in this spring season in 45 games. 2-2 pitch, he waits on it, pops it up first base side, shallow right field. Moving in his right, he'll catch it right on the line for the first out here in the 4th. That'll bring up Hunter Cole, who had a ton of success the last time these teams matched up. 3 for 3, a couple of extra base hits, including a 2-run home run. And he's got Chase Bruno over at first. Reguini's first pitch to him is swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. Cole hit the ball hard in his first at back near the wall in right center field. But Bosher had it played pretty well. He made a running catch up near the wall. The 0-1 to Cole. Inside, nearly got him on the elbow. It's a ball, 1-1 the count. Cole had started the season 0 for 13 before those 3 hits back on Saturday. Trying to find his groove here in 2022. He's off to a good start. Trying to pile on. He'll leave that one up high. 2-1 the count. Cantaloupes' only 2 hits tonight have come off the bat of Chase Bruno. No other Cantaloupe has reached base yet. Berguini's ready. And he'll throw over on Bruno again, who's back in safely. A couple of pickoff attempts. A nice, easy way to get these bright orange jerseys dirty right on the front with the green lettering and numbering. It's the first Cantaloupes game of the season here at Historic Hicks Field. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Count evens up at 2-2. Jacob Berguini in his spring season at King University had never gone longer than an inning and 2/3. He's into his 4th consecutive inning here tonight. He started for the Redbirds. And Cole rips that pitch out to deep right field towards the line. And it's a diving catch out in right field by Wright. Gets up slowly, allows Bruno to get back into first, but an incredible leaping catch out there from Trey Wright. Hunter Cole has a hit snatched from him for the 2nd time tonight, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Cole's hit the ball very hard. His first 2 at-bats, a couple of nice plays, and Trey Wright, if he had gotten up quickly, would have had Bruno picked off at first for sure. He was all the way at second. As they throw back on Bruno again, he's in safely. Houston Wright up to the plate, grounded out his first time up. Hit it back towards the middle. But a nice play by Bonnie at second was able to take it away as first pitch Wright seizes up high for a ball, 1-0. Wright stands in, ahead in the count, 1-0. Up high, 2-0 the count. Wright only played in 15 games this spring at the University of Tennessee Martin. An injury shortened up his season. He's also only been the designated hitter here so far for the Cantaloupes, thanks to an injury. 2-0's outside for a ball, 3-0 the count. And injuries have really started to sneak up on this team as of late. I mentioned Tate Abbott missing some time over at first with the knee soreness. Brantley Cutler, one of the outfielders for this team, is out for about a month with an injury. Hoping the guys that are still healthy can pick up the slack of the guys that are missing. The 3-0 to Wright. He lets that one come across for a called strike. 3-1 the count to Houston Wright. Right back, the last season he played in Edenton was in 2020, and he hit .456 that season. So they check on Bruno again. He's in safely. Wright only hitting .200 through the first 8 games this season, 7 for 35. Went 0 for 5 last game, looking for his first hit tonight. The 3-1 to Wright. He'll take it on the inside half for a called strike. 3-2 the count. Bruno will be off and running from first on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs here in the 4th. The Cantaloupes still trailing the Redbirds 4-0 at Historic Hicks Field. The pitch. Swung on, popped up, and foul. Wright did a nice job there, just fighting that one off. Living to see another pitch. Jacob Berguini trying to finish up his 4th inning. He's allowed just a pair of hits. He's walked none. He struck out a pair. The 3-2 to Wright. Just missed ball 4. And that'll put 2 aboard for the Cantaloupes with 2 down here in the 4th. A good eye there from Wright. That's a spot that we've seen the home plate umpire call a strike. through the first few innings, but that one just missed. Cristodolo will go out to have a conversation with Reguini at the mound. Totolo all the way up on the rubber as he talks to his pitcher and his catcher, Trevor Self. Nice long meeting. There's some movement up in the Redbirds bullpen, but nobody throwing. A pair of guys stretching down there. As looks like this inning really belongs to Reguini. The Cantaloupes have a couple aboard with 2 outs here in the 4th. Jackson Hipp up to the plate. The biggest opportunity so far for the Cantaloupes. Trailing by 4, Hipp at the plate. The pitch. He'll swing and foul the first one he sees back. The count's 0-1. Jackson Hipp knocked in a run back on Saturday with a sac fly in the first inning. But if he's going to knock in a run now, he's going to have to do it with a hit. The 0-1 Hipp rockets that one towards the Cantaloupes dugout right off that brick wall at the front of the dugout. He's down in the count 0-2. It looks like he kind of snapped his bat on the swing, and he'll have to go back and get a replacement. Each hitter on the Cantaloupes has a pair of bats with them this season. Can replace each time they get a broken one. They can switch it out for a new one in the office. A big chance for Jacob Reguini to get out of this jam here in the 4th. 2 on, 2 outs. But 2 strikes now to Jackson Hipp. Reguini's ready. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch for strike 3. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Reguini as the Cantaloupes strand 2 here in the 4th. We'll head to the top half of the 5th. It's the Redbirds 4, the Cantaloupes nothing. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 2 fireworks shows scheduled for the remainder of the summer. You can catch these shows on Saturday, July 2nd and Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars and we'll see you at the ballpark. We had the first of what was initially 3 fireworks shows scheduled back on opening night here at Historic Hicks Field. It was a wonderful show. Make sure to come out and see the 2 remaining. Once again, it's July 2nd and July 30th, both Saturday nights. Welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where it's the Cantaloupes trailing the Redbirds 4-0. So that one's fouled off by Trey Wright. He's down in the count 0-1. Once again, the Cantaloupes not permanent. They're here for Tuesday nights at Historic Hicks Field, the first of 4 games that the Edenton Steamers will trade in the teal and black for the orange and green. It's all thanks to a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club to raise money. All proceeds from an auction at the end of the year of these Cantaloupes jerseys will go back to the Boys and Girls Club. But right now, the Cantaloupes and the Steamers' first game transitioning to the Cantaloupes are down 4-0. Michael Allen's pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. Michael Allen came into the game in relief of Blake Gibson, who went 3+ to start this game. Allowed 6 hits and struck out 3 as 4 came across for the Redbirds. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. It's Allen's 3rd consecutive strikeout, and it's the first out here in the 5th. As I mentioned before, Michael Allen's just been about as much of a shutdown guy as you can get out of your pen. He's now up over 8 innings. He struck out 12. He's allowed no runs on 4 hits. His first pitch now to Jason Bosher is outside for a ball, 1-0. Bosher 1 for 2 tonight. He reached on an error in his first at bat, came around to score, and he had an infield single in his second at bat on a chopper that went just over the head of Blake Gibson on the mound. 1-0 pitch is skied, first base side, foul territory. Hip gives chase before it floats into the Redbirds bullpen. 1-1 the count now to Jason Bosher, who's out in center field tonight for the Redbirds. It's the first time since the first inning that the leadoff hitter did not reach for Norfolk. Allen's in there for a called strike, 1-2 the count. Allen back, he's quickly got his sign. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Kermode applies the tag to finish it off. It's the 4th straight strikeout for Michael Allen, the 7th strikeout for Cantaloupes pitching, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th. These teams matched up on Saturday. The Redbirds struck out 14 times against 5 different Steamers pitching that night. Jack Morick up to the plate for the first time tonight with nobody on. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. It's the first pitch Morick's gotten to swing at. He had runners at first and second with nobody out in his first 2 at-bats. He laid down a pair of pretty bunts to move them into scoring position. He's down in the count, 0-1. Here's Allen's pitch. Allen's up high, 1-1. Morick, it's the first time he'll get to swing the bat tonight. He was 1 for 3 back on Saturday. Knocked in one of the 4 Redbirds runs that night. 1-1 pitch popped up, foul territory, first base side. Kermode will chase it over towards the Redbirds dugout as it floats out of play. 1-2 the count. Now to Morick as Michael Allen's come into this game and just pounded the strike zone. 1 strike away from strikeout number 5. The second pitcher of the night used by the Cantaloupes. Allen's ready. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 5 for Michael Allen. It's his 5th in a row. And he strikes out the side here in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom half. The Cantaloupes still looking to get on the board. It's Redbirds ahead 4-0. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for this special broadcast of Chowan County Cantaloupes baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's the Cantaloupes once again in for the Steamers. Just a Tuesday night at home type of thing for this organization. It's the first of 4 games of this type we'll see this season as Tanner Thatch swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. Thatch, in the midst of a tough stretch, went 0 for 4 when these teams met on Saturday. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. He's now down in the count 0-2. Thatch today was named the 1A State Player of the Year for the job he did at Perquimans High School, both pitching and at the plate. He'll leave the 0-2 pitch inside, 1-2 the count. Thatch was dominant on both sides, but he'll really only be used as a hitter here in Edenton. So that 1-2's in the dirt. Count evens up at 2-2. Being used as just a hitter is just fine for Tanner Thatch, who hit .533 this spring in his high school senior year. 2-2 pitch. He sends that one out to right field, and it drops for a base hit. Tanner Thatch, his 3rd hit of the summer. The leadoff man is aboard now for the Cantaloupes here in the 5th. We'll see if the back half of the lineup can do some work. It's the first hit for a Cantaloupe by a guy not named Chase Bruno, who had the first 2 hits tonight for Chowan County. Alden Cottle up to the plate. He takes the ball inside. He's ahead 1-0. Cottle struck out looking and is only at bat back in the 3rd against Jacob Briguini, who's still into the game, into his 5th inning of work. Cottle sends that one high out to left center field. Moving back is Bosher. He's near the track. He'll make the catch. As Thatch retreats to first, it's the first out here in the 5th. Sounded like he got a lot of that one. And he sent it back out towards deep left center field, one of the deeper parts of this park. It's 365 out in straight left center near where Bosher was at, and that'll bring Jared Beebe up to the plate. 1 down here in the 5th. Beebe lets that first one come across for a called strike, 0-1. Beebe 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out his first appearance. He'll wait on that one, send that one high over towards left field. Moving in is Morick, and he'll make the catch. A pair of flyouts for the Cantaloupes. And that'll bring up Case Kermode. Kermode to the plate, 2 outs in the 5th. As Tanner Thatch stands over at first, who had a leadoff single to begin this 5th inning. Kermode's ready. The pitch up high, 1-0. Cottle and Beebe both got ahead early against Riguini. He was able to retire them. We'll see if Kermode can have a different success as he takes that one outside, 2-0. A good count here for Case Kermode with a runner over at first. See if he can get things back to the top of the lineup with a couple of runners on. The 2-0 pitch. Kermode grounds that one over to short. Lako stays down on it. He'll throw all the way to first for the 3rd out of the inning. We will head to the 6th. It's been all Norfolk so far. It's 4-0 Redbirds. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Saturday, July 16th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game. Proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field. Was even a host family for the Steamers organization in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago. The Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of this great cause. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Steamers after Michael Allen went a pair and struck out 5. Pitching for the first time this season is Tanner Thatch. Expected to really only hit with the Steamers this summer. Getting an opportunity out there on the mound on the first night of the Cantaloupes. Thatch will be the third pitcher used by the Cantaloupes tonight. So Jared Beebe moves from third to first. Alden Cottle moves from second to third, and Bryce Stevens comes into the game down at second. So those are all the defensive switches for the Steamers. And that's what happens when you've got a couple of injuries, no Tate Abbott to go over to first, and you're bringing in Tanner Thatch, who had been the only first baseman this team has used since Abbott went down. So Tanner Thatch will face his first hitter as a pitcher. Here for the Cantaloupes is Alex Brown, set to lead things off for the Redbirds. First pitch he sees is blown by him, a swing and a miss, 0-1. Brown knocked in a pair of runs back in that 4-run second inning for the Redbirds. Struck out his last time up. Thatch in for Michael Allen, who went 2 innings, struck out 5, allowed no hits. So that one flies in there for a called strike, 0-2. To the count. Third pitch from Thatch. Swing and a miss. He got him. 3-pitch strikeout for Tanner Thatch. It's the 6th consecutive batter struck out by Cantaloupes pitching. It's the first of the night for Thatch. There's one down here in the 6th. Justin Lakos up to the plate with one down in the 5th. Lakos shows bunt, pops it up foul and out of play. 0-1 the count. Once again, Tanner Thatch out on the mound for the first time this summer. 0-1 pitch in the dirt for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. At Perquimans, Tanner Thatch went 13-0, an ERA of .1. Pitched in 18 games. Good enough to win the state titles. He took something off of that one, a swing and a miss from Lakos. Count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded over to second. Stevens has it. His throw to first in time for out number 2. Thatch only allowed 1 earned run in his spring season. 8 runs came across, but only 1 was earned. He struck out 139 batters compared to just 27 walks. That pitch is nubbed over towards first. Beebe in to get it. Tosses it over to Thatch covering. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Thatch on the mound. The Cantaloupes pitching is starting to rev up. We'll see if the offense can do the same. Right now, it's all Norfolk. It is 4-0 Redbirds as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign him up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance. Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for the bottom half of the 6th inning as the Norfolk Redbirds shutting out the Chowan County Cantaloupes here so far. It's 4-0. The Cantaloupes have mustered just 3 hits, and 2 of them have come from the man leading off this inning. A pair of hits for Chase Bruno. Looking to start something against Jacob Reguini, who's only thrown 68 pitches through his first 5 innings. Once again in the spring, Reguini never had an outing that made it to 2 innings. And he's working here into the 6th. And his first start for the Redbirds. His first pitch is in the dirt to Bruno. It's a 1-0 count. Bruno lines that one to the left side. It's off the glove and into left field. Lako seemed to have a beat on it. Bruno's aboard for the 3rd time today. It's the 3rd hit of the night for Chase Bruno, who's the only one that's found consistent success against Reguini. And for the 3rd time, Chase Bruno is a leadoff single to begin an inning. We'll see if the Cantaloupes can start to bring him around. He was caught stealing back in the 1st. Nate Paulson up to the plate, and he'll swing at the first pitch he sees, pop it up to right field, moving in his right. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Hunter Cole up to the plate now for the Cantaloupes. The runner over at first and Chase Bruno. Cole 0 for 2 today, but he smoked a couple of balls, and he smokes that one foul. Just past Ashton Roy, who's coaching at first base for the Cantaloupes tonight, as he has for the last few games. Cole up to the plate, looking to hit another ball hard, this time just not at anybody. And they'll check up on Bruno over at first. He's back in safely. Bruno's had to deal with a lot of that, especially back in after his last single. He was chucked up on about 4 or 5 times over there at first. Cole swings and misses. He's behind in the count 0-2. Hunter Cole 0 for 2 tonight, back at home after a 3 for 3 day against the Redbirds on Saturday. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. The Cantaloupes looking to keep their winning ways going. 2nd 3-game winning streak of the season. but behind in a 4-0 hole here early as Coles early on that one swings and misses for strike 3. It's out number 2 here in the 6th. That'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Bryce Stevens out at second, hitting in the spot of Houston Wright, who had been the designated hitter tonight. Stevens swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it off 0-1. Guini's pitch in there for a called strike, 0-2 to Stevens. Bryce Stevens went 0 for 4 back on Saturday against the Redbirds. Did knock in a run with a fielder's choice, and he walked for his only time on base. He's behind in the count 0-2. The Cantaloupes trying not to strand another leadoff single from Chase Bruno. The 0-2 pitch outside, 1-2. Trevor Self's done a nice job there behind the plate for the Redbirds. A few times the Cantaloupes have gotten aboard, he has not let anything by him. That was a bit of an issue for Aiden Feather behind the plate on Saturday. 1-2 pitch is rocketed back towards the middle, and it's going to get down for a hit. Bruno's around second, he'll head for third, and it'll be runners at the corners for the Cantaloupes with 2 down here in the 6th. Bryce Stevens takes advantage of his opportunity. And that'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. The Cantaloupes still looking for that big hit. They've had runners on in each of the last few innings, but no runs to show for it. 5 hits tonight. Two of those 5 hits in this 6th inning. Hips watches the first pitch come across for a called strike, 0-1. Jackson Hipp, 0 for 2 so far tonight, struck out his last time up. Swings and chops it foul on the third base side, 0-2 now the count to Hipp. Hipp knocked in a run with a sac fly back on Saturday, went 0 for 2 and struck out once. The last game against these Redbirds. Looking for his first hit in a couple of games. A big opportunity here with runners at the corners. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Hipp strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And it's the 5th strikeout of the game for Jacob Reguini, who's gone 6 shutout innings for the Redbirds. We'll head to the 7th. It is Norfolk 4, Chowan County 0. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field here for the top half of the 7th inning. Tanner Thatch back out on the mound as the first pitch he throws to Wes Bonney is skied out to center and caught by Nate Paulson for the first out of the inning.
Your base, the king, number 7, Albert Aguilar.
Alec Aguilar up to the plate now for the first time tonight. One of a few subs the Redbirds have made so far. Aguilar was 0 for 2 when these teams met back on Saturday. Tanner Thatch has retired all 4 hitters he's faced on the mound. That one's in there for a called strike, 0-1. Cantaloupe's pitching has sent down 10 consecutive Redbirds. But it was a 4-run second inning for Norfolk that has them ahead here late as that one swung on and missed. Thatch took something off of that one. 0-2 the count. It was a second inning that featured a pair of hits, a pair of errors, or 3 hits, a couple of errors and a walk. As that one's in there for a called strike 3. Second strikeout for Tanner Thatch. It's the second out here in the 7th. Zach Zarnowski up to the plate. It's his first at-bat of the night here with 2 outs in the 7th. Batting for Trevor Self, who was 0 for 3. That one's in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Zarnowski did not play in the last game against the Steamers. He takes that one in the dirt, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit into right field. That'll drop for a base hit. A 2-out single for Zach Zarnowski puts a runner at first for the Redbirds. Trey Wright will come up to the plate. He's got a pair of hits today. Struck out his last time up. Zarnowski over at first. Thatch to the stretch for the first time. That pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. The Cantaloupes had retired 10 consecutive Redbirds before that single by Zarnowski. The 0-1 in there for a called strike, 0-2. Thatch quite dangerous from the stretch. Zarnowski doesn't quite know if Thatch is going to come with the pickoff. He ran back to first on the pitch from Thatch. Now a quick pitch him and strike him out. Tanner Thatch mixing up speeds. He strikes out Trey Wright. It's his 3rd strikeout of the night. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. It's still Redbirds 4, Cantaloupes nothing. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the 7th. It's the Cantaloupes trailing the Redbirds 4-0. The Chowan County Cantaloupes, one of 4 Cantaloupes nights here for the Steamers. All the stats and the record from these 4 Cantaloupes games will go in for the Steamers. But it's a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. We'll auction off these jerseys at the end of the season, and all proceeds from that auction will go to the Boys and Girls Club. Cantaloupes still looking for run number 1 as Tanner Thatch, fresh off the mound, will come up to lead things off here in the 7th. Thatch fouls off the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. Into the game for the first time for the Redbirds, Bradshaw Morrison. He pitched an inning back when these teams matched up on Saturday. He walked 3 and allowed 1 run to come home in place of Jacob Reguini, who did a wonderful job through 6 innings. The 0-1 pitch. Thatch sends it over to the right side. It's handled by Hughes, and he'll race Thatch to the bag and win it by a step for the first out here in the 7th. A pretty big drop-off in velocity here between Morrison and Reguini. We'll see if the Steamers are going to be able to wait on these pitches. Reguini went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, no runs as he walked just 1. Alden Cottle up to the plate now with 1 out here in the 7th. Cottle swings and sends that one high out towards left center field. Bosher moving over towards the wall, and it's up against the wall. Cottle's digging for second. He'll slide in safely. It's a 1-out double for Alden Cottle. A big hit. And the Steamers again have a runner out on the bases with less than 2 outs. It's Cottle's second double of the season, and he's in scoring position now for Jared Beebe. Can the Cantaloupes take advantage of a runner in scoring position? Beebe takes that one inside for a ball, 1-0. Jared Beebe started this game over at third base defensively, made the move over to first when Tanner Thatch came in to pitch. He's 0 for 2 at the plate tonight. Heading the count 1-0. The pitch. Swung on and hit out towards right center field. Wright moving over for it, and he's going to make the catch. Tagging from second and heading to third is Cottle. He'll move 90 feet up with 2 outs now here in the 7th. Case Kermode with an opportunity to bring Cottle that last 90 feet. Here with 2 outs in the 7th. Kermode 0 for 2 tonight. Morrison's ready from the stretch. His first pitch in the dirt for a ball. Kermode tells Cottle to hold. It's a 1-0 count. Case Kermode, a pair of hits this summer, looking to add to that total here in the 7th. The 1-0. In the dirt again, 2-0 the count. Kermode back in the lineup and back behind the plate today for the Cantaloupes after Jeremiah Boyd got the start in the last game on Saturday. Those two have alternated back and forth through just about every game this season. The Steamers and the Cantaloupes, a lot of games and the same amount of days. The 2-0 to Kermode. Swings and grounds it over to second. Dengler to his right. His throw to first in time. The Cantaloupes strand another runner in scoring position, and that'll take us to the 8th. It has been all Norfolk. It is 4-0 Redbirds. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field as we begin the top of the 8th inning between the Cantaloupes and the Redbirds. It's the first night of Chowan County Cantaloupes baseball here. The alter ego of the Edenton Steamers, the first of 4 nights as the Cantaloupes this season. As Tanner Thatch back in for his 3rd inning. There was a strike on his first pitch. It's 0-1. Quick 0-2 count on the swing and miss from Dengler. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. The 4th strikeout so far for Tanner Thatch. He's rolled through these Redbirds hitters, and there's 1 out here in the 8th. That one's fouled straight back to begin this count, 0-1. Tanner Thatch is allowed just 1 base runner working into his 3rd inning of work. That one is swung on and missed, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch coming from Thatch. Just a bit low, 1-2 the count. The Cantaloupes will be back to the top of the inning, top of the lineup in the 8th inning. As they look to get any offense going, Tanner Thatch looks to keep the deficit at just 4s. Oh, he took something off of that one, tried to drop it in there, just missed. 2-2 the count. Two-two pitch swung on and missed off the glove of Kermode. They got a piece of it. Kermode unable to squeeze it. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Nearly a foul tip 3rd strike. 2-2 the count. 1 out in the 8th. Thatch is ready. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 3-2.
Last concessions are 50% off. Also, last call for alcohol.
Tanner Thatch, the 3rd pitcher used by the Cantaloupes tonight. After Blake Gibson went the first 3+, allowed 4 runs. The 3-2 pitch in there for a called strike 3. The 5th strikeout for Tanner Thatch. His 3rd straight, and there's 2 outs here in the 8th. Alex Brown up to the plate, chops one back towards the mound. Thatch has it, spins, throws to first in time. A nice play off the mound from Tanner Thatch, who's been nothing short of spectacular in his first stint as a pitcher here in Edenton. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Thatch. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th and see if the Cantaloupes can get on the board. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for the bottom half of the 8th in this special broadcast of Chowan County Cantaloupes baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. The Cantaloupes, the alter ego of the Edenton Steamers. The first of 4 nights, the Steamers will wear Cantaloupes jerseys to benefit the Boys and Girls Club. But right now, the Cantaloupes yet to muster a run. Steamers haven't been shut out this season. They've got no runs here as we begin the bottom half of the 8th. And if there's anyone you want up at the plate tonight, it is Chase Bruno. He's got 3 of the 6 hits for the Cantaloupes this evening. And he'll be facing a new pitcher for the Redbirds. It's Tanner Simpson. Simpson pitched back on Saturday when these two teams met. He pitched a pair of scoreless innings and he struck out 3, allowed a couple of hits. The Cantaloupes have stranded runners in the last few innings. Chase Bruno's led off with a single in all 3 of his at-bats as he fouls that one out of play, 0-1. So Bruno's done his job as the leadoff man. He set the table 3 different times. We'll see if he can do it again and see if the other Cantaloupes start to bring him around. We've seen some 8th inning magic here before, back on opening weekend at Historic Hicks Field. A couple of comeback victories. But right now, a lot of work to do in a 4-0 hole. That one's in the dirt, 1-1 the count. Bruno came into this game leading the team in hits. He tallied up 13 through the 8 previous games. He's added 3 more tonight. 1-1's up high, 2-1 the count. Bruno's also leading the team in batting average, hitting .371. He's been one of the most consistent hitters so far through the first slate of games, and he'll send that one high out towards the corner and left. Jaskowski moves towards the corner, and he nearly misplayed the ball. But he makes the catch for the first out here in the 8th. Couldn't tell if he lost it. He got back towards the warning track and sort of jumped up, threw his arm straight up in the air to make the catch. It's the first time Bruno hasn't reached base tonight, and that'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate. Nate Paulson 0 for 3 so far. He's up with 1 out here in the 8th. First pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Cantaloupes 6 hits tonight to the Redbirds 7, but 3 errors from the Cantaloupes. As Paulson takes that one outside, 1-1. A pair of those errors coming back in the 4-run second inning for Norfolk. The only inning either team has scored in this game, the top of the second. Paulson lets the 1-1 come across for a called strike, 1-2. Paulson had a double back when these teams met on Saturday. It was his only hit of that game, and he's still looking for hit number 1 here today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, and he'll foul it off his foot. We'll do it again at 1-2 as he'll try and walk it off. Nate Paulson hitting second tonight out in center field, where he's played in what's now all 9 games this season. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded third base side and foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. Tanner Simpson trying to retire his 2nd consecutive batter. The 3rd pitcher used tonight for the Redbirds. A great effort from Jacob Reguini, who went the first 6. Followed up by an inning from Bradshaw Morrison, and now to Simpson, who leaves that one a bit off the plate, 2-2. The Redbirds used 5 pitchers against the Steamers back on Saturday. And the Clams put 7 runs across in that one. Scoreless tonight as Paulson fouls off another. We'll do it again at 2-2. Simpson's got his sign, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped over towards second. Dengler moves in. His throw to first, and the speed of Paulson, he beat it out. Wow. An infield hit for Nate Paulson. Great hustle from Paulson in a game where his team's down by 4. Nearing the end of the game, he's still going all out. And he puts a runner on the base pass here in the 8th. It's the first hit of the night for Nate Paulson, and that'll bring up Hunter Cole. Cole 0 for 3 so far. He'll leave the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count. The Cantaloupes running out of time if they want to start a rally. Now would be the time with a runner at first, less than 2 outs, and one of your best hitters at the plate in Cole. 1-0 pitch. Leaves that one down low, 2-0. Cole had 3 hits when these teams matched up on Saturday. Going to stay hot tonight, looking for his first hit of the night. 2-0 pitch up high, 3-0. Tanner Simpson struggling to find the zone here in the 8th. Hunter Cole way ahead, 3-0. Nate Paulson down at first. 3-0 pitch. Across for a called strike, 3-1. There's only been 1 walk in this game issued by Redbirds pitching. A swing and a miss. Cole out in front of that one. The count fills up at 3-2. Simpson working back into it. Simpson, as mentioned, won a pair of innings when these teams met on Saturday. Maybe looking to go the final 2 here at Historic Hicks Field. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got Cole. Cole strikes out. Paulson's going to head down to second. On the ball in the dirt, there's now 2 outs here in the 8th. A big response from Simpson after going down in the count, 3-0. Works back to strike out Cole on 3 straight pitches, and that'll bring up Bryce Stevens. Stevens came into the game for Houston Wright. He went out to second, but he's batting in a designated hitter spot. He singled in his only at bat as Simpson will take a step off. It's Nate Paulson down at second who legged out an infield hit. Another runner in scoring position for the Cantaloupes. The first pitch is swung on and hit out towards left field. Moving back is Gensler. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. Another runner stranded for the Cantaloupes. Here in the 8th, we head to the 9th at Historic Hicks Field. It's Redbirds 4, Cantaloupes nothing. The Steamers are excited to announce a newfound partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This season will mark our first annual jersey fundraiser for the organization. To coincide with our Chowan County Cantaloupes moniker that's being used tonight, we'll be wearing special themed jerseys on all home Tuesdays at Historic Hicks Field. At our final home Tuesday on July 19th, we'll be auctioning off the Cantaloupes jerseys. All proceeds will go towards the summer programs that benefit the kids of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. We would like to extend a huge thank you to RC Theaters Albemarle Movies 8 for their sponsorship and support of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for your support of this great cause. Once again, tonight is the first of 4 nights that the Steamers will transition to the Chowan County Cantaloupes. And so far, the Cantaloupes yet to put up a run here against the Norfolk Redbirds, who the Steamers put up 7 on back on Saturday at Lakewood Park. Leading off for the Redbirds will be Justin Lakos, who's 0 for 3 today. As Tanner Thatch out for his 4th inning of work on the mound. He's behind in the count 0-1. We weren't sure if we were going to see Thatch at all on the mound this summer. He's looking to focus on his hitting, but obviously a spectacular two-way player at Perquimans High School this spring. And not just this spring. His whole high school career. He's behind in the count 2-0 to Lakos. The pitch in there for a called strike, 2-1. That one just missed. 3-1 the count. The Cantaloupes currently riding a 3-game winning streak, in danger of being shut out for the first time this season, as that one's fouled away. Count fills up at 3-2. Steamers have been 3-1 this season at historic Hicks Field. Currently 3-2 in Premier Collegiate League play. That one is swung on and missed. An uncomfortable swing from Lakos. As Thatch picks out strikeout number 5 to begin the 9th. Or strikeout number 6 for Thatch, pardon me. That's the 14th strikeout for Cantaloupes pitching tonight. And it's no surprise. There were 14 strikeouts against the Redbirds last Saturday as well, and it's something this team has done consistently, as that one's in there for a called strike, 0-1. They collected 11 strikeouts against the Wake Forest Fungo and 16 strikeouts back against the Suffolk Voyagers as the count moves to 0-2. So this is now 4 consecutive games of 10-plus strikeouts for this staff. Thatch could add on here. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2 now the count to Hughes. Just 2 for 3 today. A pair of singles for Jackson Hughes. Lots of fans here at historic Hicks Field tonight. Here on the first night of the Cantaloupes, one of 4 nights, and hopefully for their sake they'll see any sort of rally in the 9th. But first you got to get to the bottom half. Thatch ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 in the inning. Strikeout number 7 overall for Thatch. He's been wonderful on the mound, and there's out number 2 here in the 9th. Strikeout number 15 for Cantaloupes pitching. As Wes Bonney will work back up to the plate. Back to the top of the order for the Redbirds. He'll chop that one over to short. Bruno sprinting in. It's going to be a tough play. Throw to first is in time. A nice defensive play there from Bruno to take down Bonney for the 4th time today. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. The last chance for the Cantaloupes, trailing 4-0. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field. Here's we are set to begin the bottom half of the ninth. Chowan County Cantaloupes trailing the Norfolk Redbirds 4-0. It's the final chance for the Cantaloupes to stage any sort of comeback as Tyler West will lead things off for the Cantaloupes, stepping in for Jackson Hipp, who was 0 for 3 today. In on the mound is Alex Gianniscoli as his first pitch is inside for a ball. The fourth pitcher used tonight for the Redbirds. Gianniscoli pitched a pair of innings back on Saturday when these teams matched up. So that one's in there for a called strike, 1-1. Gianniscoli allowed a couple of hits, a couple of runs, struck out a pair. He's looking to wrap things up here in the ninth for the Redbirds. West sends that one on the ground over to second. Handled by Dengler. Throw to first is in time for the first out of the ninth. That'll bring Tanner Thatch up to the plate, who's pitched a marvelous last 4 innings on the mound. He's 1 for 3 at the plate today. First pitch from Gianniscoli is outside for a ball, 1-0. It's the first night of the Cantaloupes, and overall the Steamers in danger of being shut out for the first time this season. 2-0 the count to Thatch. The Cantaloupes and the Redbirds have notched 7 hits apiece, but 3 errors for the Cantaloupes, including 2 back in that 4-run second inning, is all that separates us here tonight. Up high, 3-0 the count to Thatch. We saw at Lakewood Park the Steamers take a 5-run lead into the ninth, and eventually the Redbirds brought the tying run to the plate with just 1 out. We'll see if maybe the Cantaloupes can have any similar type of success. And Thatch works a 4-pitch walk with 1 out here in the ninth. They've got a runner aboard. That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate, doubled his last time up. The only extra base hit of the night for the Cantaloupes, and he'll look to keep the line moving here after a Tanner Thatch walk. Alex Gianniscoli got the first out of this 9th inning, as Cottle swings and fouls the first one he sees back, 0-1 the count. Cottle 1 for 3 today. He was 1 for 3 back on Saturday. Reached base twice with a hit and a walk in that game. Came around to score once. The 0-1. He'll swing and foul tip that one into the glove of Self. 0-2 the count. To the count to Cottle as they check on Thatch over at first. To the count, 1 out here in the ninth. The pitch. Cottle sends that one high out towards left center. Bosher moving over, running back towards the wall, and he'll make the catch. For the second out here in the ninth, Thatch will retreat over to first. And the Cantaloupes are down to their final out. Jared Beebe, the last hope for the Cantaloupes tonight. He's 0 for 3. So he'll step to the plate against Gianniscoli. Retire a pair and sandwich those outs around a Tanner Thatch walk. So he'll check back up on Thatch over at first. Beebe's ready. First pitch. He'll let that one come across for a called strike, 0-1. BBO for 3 tonight. Didn't play in the game on Saturday at Lakewood Park. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Gianna Scully's ready. 1 strike away for the Redbirds. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Norfolk Redbirds come into historic Hicks Field and take down the Chowan County Cantaloupes 4-0 on the first of 4 Cantaloupes nights this season. This snaps a 3-game winning streak for the Steamers. It's the first time the Steamers have been shut out this season. It moves them to 3-2 here at historic Hicks Field and evens them up at 3-3 in Premier Collegiate League play. The Redbirds move to 2-2 now in league play. It's the second time the Steamers' winning streak has been halted at 3. Now that'll wrap things up here on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. It's been a special broadcast tonight of the Chowan County Cantaloupes. We'll be off for a couple of weeks before we don the orange and green again in a couple of Tuesdays from now back here at historic Hicks Field. Thank you so much for watching tonight of this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. It's the Norfolk Redbirds taking down the Chowan County Cantaloupes 4-0 at historic Hicks Field.